Here's the big challenge of life. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. And of course, the other side of the coin reads, unless you change how you are, you'll always have what you got. I have found in my experience that income does not far exceed personal development. Now, sometimes income takes a lucky jump, but sure enough, unless you grow out where it is, it'll usually come back where you are. Life has strange ways. If somebody hands you $1 million, best you become a millionaire quickly, so you get to keep the money. Otherwise, sure enough, it'll disappear. Somebody once said, if you took all the money in the world, divided it up equally among everybody, it would soon all be back in the same pockets. Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. Success is looking for a good place to stay. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself. Personal development. See, the major question to ask on the job is not what are you getting? The major question to ask on the job is what are you becoming? The big question is not what am I getting paid here? The big question is what am I becoming here? Because true happiness is not contained in what you get. Happiness is contained in what you become. Many things used to puzzle me back in those early days. I used to wonder why two people could work for the same company, one make twice as much money. And maybe they were the same age, graduated from the same school, live in the same community, work for the same company, with the same products and the same services. They've got the same traffic, the same problems, and one makes $1,000 a month, the other one makes $2,000 a month. Now that was my puzzling question. Why would this long list be the same and the money twice as much? I asked, what's the difference between $1,000 a month and $2,000 a month? But what makes the difference? Why would one person do twice as well, 3 times as well? Well, back then, with my faulty thinking, I'm trying to reason it out. I thought, well, maybe time makes some of the difference, right? Some people do better because they have more time. I used to say, Harold ought to be able to do well. He's got a lot of time. If I had all of Harold's time, I could do well. Now, that's got to be dumb, right? Number one, you can't get somebody else's time. A guy says to me one time, he says, you know, if I had some extra time, I could make some extra money. I said, then forget it. There isn't any extra time. Hey, when the clock strikes 12 midnight, that about wraps it up, right? I mean, you can look around the gongs there for a little more, but it's over. You say to the guy, what are you doing? He said, I'm looking for extra time. See, they'll come and take you away, right? There isn't any more time. Now, if you can't get more time, which you can't, what could you get more of that would make a difference in economic results? And here's the key word. The word is value. Value makes the difference in results. Value makes the difference. You can't get more time, but you can create more value. Now, here's the first lesson of economics. Everybody should learn it from the time they're old enough to understand what a dollar means, how to earn one, how to get one, how to keep one, what to do with it. First lesson of economics. We primarily get paid for value. That's lesson 1. Bringing value to the marketplace, that's how you get paid. You don't get paid for the time. I know it takes time to bring value to the marketplace, but you get paid for the value, not the time. Is it possible to become twice as valuable at the marketplace and make twice as much money in the same time? Could you become 3 times as valuable, make 3 times as much money in the same time? Is that possible? The answer is yes.
So today's call, I'm going to talk about how to prospect the coal market. Now, Jim Rohn said success, write this down. That's why we start off with 4 minutes of Jim Rohn. Success is something that you attract, not chase. You attract. And I attract people. I attract them. And it dawned on me, a lot of you are not attracting people. You're attracting the wrong kind of people or the wrong kind of person, or you're fishing in the wrong market. I had a gentleman on the call today. I'm not going to say, he said, Mr. Thomas, I found my niche. I found my niche of where to go prospect. And the quality of people he's getting in has been amazing. So I'm going to go back and read this again. Write this down, please. Leaders or readers, and also take good note takers. Success is something that you attract, not something you pursue. And a lot of us are going out to pursuing people, chasing people, and, people run from us because we're pursuing them. The difference, write this down also. The difference between a person that makes $1,000 per month versus somebody making $2,000 and or more is what you're becoming as a person. Write that down. As what you're becoming as a what, Mr. Thomas? A person. A person. A person. Okay. Now, I'm going to go through some video. I'm going to go through a couple things and show you how I attract people. We're going to talk about tonight a couple ways of doing this, and I'm going to break this down methodically so you guys are real crystal clear. And I want you guys to be that person that you need to become to attract 5-6-figure income. Okay. So what is the difference? Write this down. So what's the difference is you work on yourself. That was Jim Rohn said, work on yourself. Al Thomas is 30 plus years into this, working on myself. And I hear again, let me apologize again. I'm over here in tears and trying to wipe them. I apologize. I make it look so simple. And because of my 30 years, I take it for granted because it's simple for me. Why? Because I do it every day and it's like water running off a duck's back. And it is simple for me because I've done it for so long. So I'm going to give you guys some ways to make it attractive. The people will be attracted to you. I don't run after people. I don't pursue people. I attract people. Very different. Okay, now I'm going to show you 5 pictures today, and I'm going to talk to you how I attract a person. Now, I did not attract this person. This was at the seminar last week, the international. Tim Carrere, who's on the phone from Minnesota, had this gentleman drove 22 hours to the convention, 22 hours, and his car broke down from a gas leak. He left his car there, rented a car, and kept coming. That is what I love about people. They're out there. We have to attract them. When I met him at the convention, one of my questions is to every person I run into, how many customer points do you have on? He said, Mr. Thomas, I'm the gentleman who drove 22 hours. I said, oh my God. He says, sir, watch this. I'm not even in the business yet. I said, excuse me? I'm not even in the business yet, sir, and I drove 22 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right, Sam Foster. He was attracted by Tim, my Mr. Tim. Attracted, okay? Okay? And I said, before the weekend's over, sir, you will be in the business. Now, if you notice in my hand, he brought me a deck of cards, and each one of these cards have a positive saying on them. He said, I drove down to give you these cards, and each card has something positive on it. Now, that's what I call attracting the right type of people to your business, not chasing people, not begging people. You know, I always tell that joke, this ain't Amway, but to be serious, he was attracted. Okay. Next person, please, Mr. Clemens. At the airport, here's a server I gave Miss Heidi. She jumped on. She's at work. She jumped on. I attracted her at the airport, leaving out. My plane got delayed 3 hours. I attracted her. She's 22 years old. And I said, young lady, I've got a lady in my organization that you need to know. Write this down. I said to her, what? Write down what I said. I have somebody that you need to know. Write that down. That's a clue. Are you saying that to people? I have a young lady that, notice when I meet a young lady, I always refer them to another young lady on my team. I have a young lady you need to know. And I said, what's your plans for your future? She says, well, I just want to get out here and make more money. I says, I have a lady, Miss Heidi, you need to know. Watch what I said. Write this down. She has a business that you would be good at. I said, she has a business that you would be good at and you could do very well in. Did I say anything about ACN? Did I say anything about anything? I immediately, watch this, got on the phone with Miss Heidi, who was still there in Baltimore until Monday. This was Sunday when I took this. called up Miss Heidi and said, look, you two need to talk. So they made an appointment to get together and talk later when she got off at 5 o'clock. That was while she was at work. I attracted her with a smile. Am I smiling? Is she smiling? One of the key things most of us don't do is smile. Folks, you got to smile. The Bible says, with love and kindness have I drawn thee. Folks are hurting. That's what they want you to do. They want blacks against whites, this against that person. You got to smile to be an attractive person to bring people to you. Now, that is one attraction. I'm trying to show you how to prospect cold market today. Now, the third picture I'm going to show you is a server at Saturday night's restaurant. Notice I'm smiling. Am I smiling? And he's smiling. And I said to him, man, where are you from? He says, I'm from some country in Africa. I said, is that right? I said, man, you're amazing. I said, you know, you just watch this, write this down. I always tell people, you deserve better. Word for word. I've never had a person say, no, I don't. You deserve better. Can I, write this down, can I introduce you to someone that could change your life? Now, when I was sitting at the table there, next table, 2 tables over, Mr. Agent O'Neill walked in with his crew. I said, come here, let me introduce you to a man that could change your life, sir. Now, let me tell you before I introduce you to him, watch this, watch this. It's a business that you could do around your schedule. And I told him up front, it's only $324. However, write this word for it. I always tell everybody, you know, the 3 questions that everybody have when they see it. Can I do it? Can I send out a video? Can I read the boxes? Yes, I can. That's why this coming Tuesday, July 4th, I will be doing the 6 o'clock presentation, and watch me read it. Come learn, write notes, get good at it. Second question, how much going to cost me? $324. When can I get my money back? I address that. How do I say it? In 7 to 10 days, if you're coachable. And I show them how to make $600 to $800. And I shared that with them up front because he was that kind of guy. He says, that's no problem, Mr. Thomas. I took him to the next table and introduced him to Mr. Agent O'Neill and handed him off to him. Because why? I attract, look at my smile, look at his smile. I have my Ferrari shirt on. Now, what I want to do, guys, sometimes is what you're wearing. I want Mr. Bree Clemens, who's on the road today, to intersect what happened to him by attracting several people to him when he landed where he's at today and what he had on and what it drew to him. Now, notice before I put him on, look, everybody see my pen? I've gave all my people up there a pen to wear. It's big. It says Unstoppable, 30 years of ACN. I've got stopped twice the other day. Hey, what's that on your lapel? That could be a potential customer, an IBO. I always start with IBO. I'm telling you. And I told everybody at the convention I gave this to, wear it for the next 116 days. Because it's going to attract, there it is again, attract, listen to what I'm saying, attract people to you. You don't have to run after Mr. Casey, I need a pen. I say Mr. James Clark on here, he said, what can I get one? I sent him a pen, I had a couple left over. Watch this. It will attract people to you. Al Thomas got started 30 years ago, Mr. Sean, in network marketing, David Ian Lowe, by a gentleman standing in Bel Air Food Market with a pin on, Al Randolph. I got in this business, Kush, because of a pin. 30 years later, Mr. Jim Gumbo, it's made me, let's say nicely, very happy. Pins work. Victor, you got to look, Mr. Victor. He got his own. Look at him. There he is. He wear him every day. So I'm telling you, get your ego and your pride out of the way. Al Thomas will wear it, and you see me on every call since then with my pin on. I am not too big, too prideful, egotistical that I don't need to wear a pen. That pen has made me, oh, I got in the business behind Miss Melissa, Miss Janet Pass with a pen. Wow. And I love this how big it is because people are kind of far-sighted or nearsighted walk. Hey, what's that mean? Boy, it's like the fish on the line. They come right to you. It's attracting people to you. Next, so make sure you have your pen. So Mr. Bree Clemens, will you take a moment and share what happened to you real shortly about what you had on?
So good evening, everyone. What happened to me a few days ago when I landed in Houston, I purposely wore a shirt on the plane that said, and let me see.
Where's your shirt at? Show them the shirt. You might have it. It might be dirty, but show it anyway.
Yeah. So if you can see, it has the word rapper and it's lined out, right? Meaning I'm not a rapper. Then it says athlete, and that's marked out, which means I'm not an athlete. But I will say this, I've never rapped. I've been around rappers, but I am an athlete. But on this shirt, what's that say?
Entrepreneur.
And I am an entrepreneur. So wearing that shirt from the time I got to the airport till I landed in Houston, I had over 30 people that approached me for a conversation where they were staring at my shirt. And out of those 30, I got over 15 numbers just from that, wearing that shirt just for a few hours.
Now, let me go back. I don't think you guys heard him because some of you should be jumping out of your skin. How many, did you say 30 leads, sir?
Yes, sir.
And you got 15 names and numbers for wearing a shirt?
Yes, sir.
I have the same shirt and I wear it on the call sometime and I wear mine out and I guarantee you I get 3 or 4 names because it's different. Different. What did he say? They came to who? Miss Kathleen Williams. Did he chase him? Did he run him down? Did he get in his car, Mr. Sean, and run him over? Mr. Josh Casey, did he hit him on the head with a club? No. They came to him. Being what? Let's read that again. Success is something that you what? Attract. Not something you what? Pursue. Now, I'm going to go back to my story. The next picture up is a young man, Mr. Kenny, who's on the call. He's on the road as well. He's a brand new IBO. He's one of my new replacements. I was telling Mr. Brian Baker, I says, I don't call him, no, he's a replacement. He's going to take over my spot, my replacement. He's so happy to accept. And now notice, he's got his pen on too. The night we went out to dinner. On the way back, Mr. Joe Marsharp, he says, Mr. Thomas, that was nice of you to treat all of us, all 21 of us. Can I buy you a glass of wine? I said, absolutely. We were back to his hotel. He went in the lobby and bought a bottle of wine in the bar and didn't ask nobody. That's a leader. Didn't ask nobody, could he take it out of the bar and go into the lobby? He just did it anyway because he's bold. Like Sam Falls about backbone and posture. And this young man with the red shirt to the far right was out there valeting at the Marriott. And he had to run out. He's kept listening to our conversation. And he finally walked over and said, excuse me, are you gentlemen talking about business? Sound like it. And we said, oh, absolutely. He said, can I listen and sit down between my calls and learn? Absolutely. He sat down and had to get up 4 or 5 times. And he said, I've tried different things. I'm trying trading. I says, young man, let me tell you something. 85% of people that day trade and do option lose money. He goes, yeah, I know, I lost some. He had the money. I knew he already had the money. I left him there that night, said good night after about 35 or 45 minutes having a conversation. And after we finished that bottle of wine off, went to my hotel room, went to bed that night, woke up the next morning. Guess who I had a text message, welcoming a new IBO in the business. We attracted him. We didn't chase him. Not only that morning, Mr. Tim Carrera, who's on the phone, will verify. I woke up that morning, Mr. Carrera had already signed up, who's on the call tonight, Mohammed, who's over in the UK. So the morning I woke up Saturday morning at the convention, not only do I have that one gentleman, but Mr. Mohammed, who's on the call right now from the UK, came through Mr. Tim Carrera's organization. 2 new IBOs, because we what? Attracted them. Now, in that same picture, the lady to the right, so that evening when they got finished up, or the next, I think it was the next night. No, that evening. When we left, Mr. Kenny and Mr. Jomar Sharp decided to step out a little bit, do some prospecting. It was still early night, it was before midnight, and they stopped out and ran that lady. And guess what? The next day she came, she saw the program, and she's getting in this week. So Mr. Kenny there's got the one in red already in the system. One, the lady, she's smiling. Mr. Foster there helping out his upline, his organization, and she'll be in this week. We attract people. I'm trying to demonstrate how to attract people. Now, the next picture I'm going to show you. This gentleman, I'm walking, look, I'm smiling, he's smiling. I'm walking through the airport. This young man walked by me and I saw a shirt, it's very colorful, so I knew he was from the continent of Africa. I love foreigners. Why? I love them because they all are entrepreneurs. They didn't come here to America for a job, folks. I'm giving you a big one right there. I love foreigners because they did not come to America looking for a job. They worked enough to make enough money to open their own what? Businesses. There are, okay. So I was on the I say, man, I love your shirt. And we got to chat and talking. He is a supervisor of 11 years for Southwest Airlines. And I forgot what country he's from. And I said, man, I got a guy, watch this, who you need to meet that's going to change your life. I got on the phone immediately to Mr. Kenny because Mr. Kenny's from Africa and Nigeria. I said, man, he's from Nigeria. They got to talk. Oh my God, where country you from? Oh my God. Hey, I put 2 and 2 together. You see how I work this? When I get a woman, I put a woman together with another woman because I'm not trying to talk to you. When I meet somebody from a different, hey, I got a guy from Africa you need to know. Hey, I always connect people to my organization. Why? I'm always giving leads away because that's how I do it. Drawing them in. Now, prior to that, there was a gentleman going through Clear through a VIP service through the airport that walked me straight out. And he had Cartier glasses. He saw my Louis Vuitton luggage. He says, man, I'm looking at your watch and that's an AP. That's pricey. Man, I'm looking at your Louis Vuitton. He said, man, I knew you about something. I says, young man, I have a guy. Watch this, Mr. Tony D is laughing. I have a guy that could change your life. No, I say the same thing. Really? Really? I go, yeah. His name is Mr. Jomar Sharp. Here's his phone number. Call him and tell him Al Thomas gave you his number. Before I got through, he said, I'm going to call him right now. Before I got to the other side, he was already calling Mr. Jomar Sharp. And I called Mr. Sharp after I got through. He says, Mr. Thomas, I'm on the phone with him right now. He's that excited. Is Mr. Sharp on the call? If you are, just take a moment. I don't know. I don't see him on here. He says, man, he was so jacked up. So I just want to show you a couple of people that I attract no matter where I go, like Miss Deborah with that smile on. Smile, folks. Smile. So I want to just take 1 minute for Mr. Sharp to explain that, passing that person off. I know Miss Heidi's on, but she may not be able to speak. Miss Heidi, I know she's at work because she texted me earlier. But Mr. Sharp, just take a moment and explain how that worked when I passed that guy off at the airport.
Mr. Thomas, okay, so when I received the call from him, I just saw the call show up on my phone, didn't know what the number was. It was Baltimore. So I'm like, okay, I just got out of Baltimore. Let me answer. The guy says, "Oh, hi, is this Jomar?" I say, "Yeah, it's Jomar. Do you know a guy by the name of Mr. Al?" I said, "Yes, I know him." And he called me before Mr. Thomas had a time to even call me to let me know that he was going to be calling me. So he was so excited. He just didn't even know what to say. He was just like, I don't know. I just met him. He's just awesome. It's such an energy, positive. He said, I needed to talk to you. And I said, yeah, great. Let's talk. And then so I shared with him the video. He's really excited. And I'm just thankful for Mr. Thomas for sharing that, sharing him with me, to show him the business and everything. But it was just, he was so excited from just Mr. Thomas just saying, hey, I got somebody that I know that you need to talk to, and that was me.
Thank you. I just pass them off. I got somebody you need to know. Miss Heidi's real quickly. I see her still there. Can you talk, Miss Heidi, either yes or no? Can you talk right now, dear, or not? No? Okay, got you. Okay, she's at work. I passed her off the girl, the girl at the airport, the server, the second picture. Same thing, guys. I do this all day long. And here again, like I say, I apologize because I thought you guys knew how to prospect cold market. It's really not that difficult, okay? So I just want to show you, you start wearing your 30s in the pin, and they're in the back office. Mr. Tim Carrera, you're there real quickly. Share what happened, Mr. Muhammad. I think he's on the line too. Will you take your phone off mute, Mr. Tim, and just take 1 minute only, not over a minute, sir. 1 minute, explain that real quickly, 1 minute or less. I've got a lot to cover.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I've been posting for the last few years. I stopped all politics. I stopped everything. I've been posting for the last few years on Facebook, the things that I've been learning in this call. What I didn't know was Mr. Naqib Muhammad has been watching for a few years. He's been watching my profile, and he's watching me grow. And it was just things I learned here. It was just from the books you showed us. I just would post some of the stuff, things that stood out to me. He reached out to me and he said, Mr. Kennard, can we meet? And so we did a Zoom call. Long story short, he goes, can you work with me? And I said, there's somebody you got to meet. You got to get on the call with Mr. Thomas.
Stop right there, sir. Stop right there. Notice he said, can we meet? Zoom call. You got to meet Mr. Thomas. It's like playing ping pong, guys, and it works. Mr. Muhammad, will you take your phone off? He's on the call from the UK. Mr. Muhammad, take your phone off mute and take a minute and explain real quickly why you got started.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. All the way from the UK. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I tried a lot of things in the past, like crypto and trading, marketing on the other side as well, but nothing really worked for me. And I found Timothy online. So I did think that this was an opportunity which I could take advantage of, and it all made sense to me as well. So I just got started about a week ago.
Thank you, sir. He just got started a week ago. I'm sending him text messages. We're working with him long distance Zoom calls, and we're gonna build an organization in the UK. So guys, if you see me gone to the UK for a few days, you understand why. Now I'm just sharing with you how to attract people. Ms. Tim said, hey, I got a guy you got to meet. Everybody's got somebody. Are you guys using that? Or are you trying to close them? You trying to close them ain't going to do it. Think about my credibility. That's how we do this, folks. Use the credibility. On Tuesday morning, Mr. Harrison Mills, before he opens the call, before he introduces me, he showed them magazine after magazine what I have done. You can't argue with that. That is solid proof, but you're not using the tools in your toolbox. You're talking about you too much. They don't give a rat's. You ain't done nothing that big. So use the tools. Use me. I don't care if you're not in my down. I could care less. They're there for you to grow from. I have the credentials. They can't argue with that. Use my credentials to build your team. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. My goodness, this is wonderful stuff. Now, I sometimes go to Lowe's hardware store and walk up and down a couple of the aisles. Why? Because anybody in Lowe's has money. They're buying tools to improve their house, getting new plants, and I'm just sitting there, hi, how you doing? I'm a Sam Foster when I go there. I leave Lowe's and I go to Home Depot. Different people. Then I may go to Starbucks, get a cup of coffee around early in the morning, like 7 or 8, and go there and get a cup of coffee when people are going to work. I take that cup of coffee, listen up, and I go to another Starbucks with the same cup of coffee. I only buy one cup of coffee. Sometimes, just or take an empty cup in. And I sit there and look at people for 4 or 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I go to another Starbucks with the same cup of coffee. Guys, this is not that difficult. It don't cost you nothing. When I have to go get my groceries, watch this. I don't go to one store. I go to Albertsons and get a third. I go down the street to Smith's, get another 1/3. Why? There's different people. I may go to Safeway, get the other 1/3 in there. Oh, there's James Clark. I haven't seen you in 6 years, man. How you doing? What are you up to? Miss Thomas, what you doing? Dun, 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 dun. Another lead, another lead. Go right down the street to Safeway or Smith. Then there's Ursula Allen. Hey, how you doing? Remember? Hey, yeah, we should go to the same church. Where you going? And then another lead. I'm trying to share with you how simple prospecting can be. Some of you, here's my other one I do in the daytime. I go to the Sam's Club. Walk around. People in Sam's Club spending what? Money. They're not broke. They got a credit card. I'll leave Sam's Club and go to my favorite, Costco. Matter of fact, I go to Costco so much, I guarantee you the one about 3 minutes from my house, about 10 people in there know me when I walk in. Hey, Al, how you doing today? Hey, you're back today. It's like going to, remember the movie Cheers, or the Cheers where everybody knows everybody? That's how I'm at my Costco. I walk in, hey, Al, how you doing? Hey, Britt, how you doing? Hey, Mac, how you doing? Guys, you don't understand. This doesn't cost you anything. And not only that, I put on my walking shoes, Jimbo, so I'm getting my exercise at the same stroke of the pen. BK Waller, I'm walking, getting my steps in. I take 2 walks a day. Everybody at the casino called, I'll let you know, Red Rock Casino. I'm in there at 4:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday. And all the help knows me. I'm in there shaking it. I mean, all of them. I prospected every one of them. They ain't got the lights on, but ain't nobody home. This Daryl Ransom. I got one lady, Nina. She might be on here tonight. I got her out of Red Rock walking around. I'm telling you guys. And I go back in the afternoon, Lance Wittenberg. I take another walk at Red Rock. Why? There's different people in there gambling, different people in there. I'm just looking. I'm just taking a walk. I got my headphones on. Watch this. And I'm learning my Spanish, Espanol, Miss Maria Estrada, walking around Red Rock, but learning my Spanish, Brent Austin, learning and looking. Listen, I'm learning and looking. I'm learning and looking. I'm looking and learning. It costs me nothing. One person can make you a flat out fortune, Joseph. Wow. And I hear again, I humbly, I was crying earlier and I humbly apologize. I really thought you guys knew how to prospect. BK Waller's in Fresno. I went out with him. Whenever I go to Fresno, I go out with people. Everywhere I travel, I go out. I want people to watch me not succeed, but to fail. Oh my God, Al Thomas got to know. Why? It makes it real, because when you get a no, you say, well, I saw Miss Thomas get a no. But I succeed a lot because I've been doing it for so long, and I take it for granted. I really, truly do. So I'm passing on these nuggets to you tonight to let you know. What did Jim Rohn say? Don't wish you were better. He said, just work on your skills. I'll say that again. Write that down. Don't wish you were better, Miss Janet Pa, Rick K, Salvador. Don't wish you were better. Just work on your skills. Your what? Skills. I have been doing this skillfully for 30 years. It's like, it's so simple for me. I cannot walk by somebody with not getting names and numbers. Why? It's embedded in me. You could call me at 4 in the morning. If I answer the phone, it's like a tape recorder. It's on automatic pilot for me after this time. Repetition, write this down. Repetition, Sean, is the name of the game. Repetition, repetition. Matter of fact, you call me, I mean, you should have this so much in your spirit that if a burglar was to break your house in the middle of the night, Pastor John, you'll jump out of bed, hey, you're going to be an IB or a customer, come here and sign up. It's part of Al Thomas's makeup. And I wanted to be part of your makeup. Wow. It's just repetitive. I've been doing the same thing. Watch this. On your job, you're so repetitive down there, you know to do that gig. I swear I could take you off your job, George Solomon, put you back there 5 years from now, tie one of your hands up, put a patch over your eye, Captain Williams, and you can still do it. Well, if you can do it for them boys that pay you nothing, why can't we do it for our own selves? Who's gonna take care of you better, them or you? You. So let me go back. Everybody, write this down. You need to put in 1 to 3 hours every day if you're part-time. Every day. Well, wow, that's a lot of time, Mr. Thomas. Well, you're getting the boys 8 hours a day of your best. Watch this. Some of y'all gave your best years away already. Some of y'all about ready to give the rest of them away. So you mean to tell me you won't put an hour or two in something that's going to benefit you and your family long term? You know what I made my first year? I put in, well, I can't talk about income, but my third year, I was free. It didn't happen overnight. Did I stumble? Yes. Did I bumble? Yes. Did I want to quit? Oh, God, dog, yeah. Let me tell you something. I did not like network marketing. I didn't like it. But let me tell you, Lord have mercy, after that third year, I fell in love with network marketing. Man, when them checks start coming, Mr. Tony, with them commas in them every week and got bigger, oh, I fell in love. I mean, whoo, I was in love. I was what's that saying? I was head over heels in love, Sam Foster. Because why? I put the time in. Some of you guys that put the time in, you see no results. Well, you're not attracting, there's that word again, the right type of people. So remember, write this down. Don't wish you were better. Just work on your skills. The skill of closing, the skill of conversation. Now, let's talk about this. Work on your skills. I'm going to do this for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to talk about something else before I close the call out. Give me some of your challenges. Think about this. I'm going to talk about something. I'll put this on your mind to think about. I want just 7 of you just to think about this for a second. Give me some of your challenges that you have when you're out prospecting, and watch how a skillful network marketing addresses what you think is a problem. It is a problem until you learn it. Don't you realize I've heard the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over, like you have. But I've heard it for 30 years, but I got enough ammunition now to answer and address these. So think about that for a second. I'm going to come back to open it up to that question. Now, I want to say this. Prospecting is not that difficult, especially with this on. So with that said, I want you to ask me, give me something that you're challenged with, because this is leadership. I've been doing this for 30 years. This is leadership. So by me apologizing for thinking you guys knew this and know how to prospect, I'm wrong. So today I'm here to set the record straight. Let me slow down and find out how I can pour into you to make you better in prospecting. How do you overcome when people sounds like a pyramid scheme? All right, here's how you answer that. Now, there's a couple things that I normally do. If we have your number, we'll just do this. I have a picture of Sam's Club. And I usually send this out to my new people when they say, is it a pyramid scheme? And in Sam's Club on the wall, it shows a picture of the structure, president, vice, and it's a pyramid. So I normally send a picture out to my newbies and say, use this when you're talking to people. They say, sound like a pyramid scheme. Show them the picture of Sam's Club. Watch this, because everything in life, listen up, and see here again, 99% of the people don't understand everything. Watch this, watch this. Everything, not something, everything in life is network marketing. Watch your company, president, vice president, upper management, lower management, supervisor, down to big belly, tie whip deer, all the way down to the workers. Everything in life is network marketing. Watch this, everybody look at me. General, colonel, major, captain, lieutenant, all the way down to the buck private. Everything in life, that's, oh my God. When you break it down, because you're educating by getting better what? What's the word I'm looking for? Skills. Better what? Skills. Say it with me. Better what, Pastor John? Skills. You'll be able to answer them in an intelligent way that wakes them up. Like, okay, I'm signing up. The skills, your skills got to get sharper. Everything in life. And when I break down the military, I go, wow, just like your job. But unfortunately, in your job, you can never get ahead and make as much as a CEO. And now I have a person that has just been woken up from a dream. Because most people, if you notice, people always say the same, it sounds like parrots after a while. Quack, 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 network market, pyramid. They all say this. They only have 9 questions, folks. They only have about 9. And once you've mastered these 9 basic questions, you'll have a better skill set to address them. So that's how I answer it. Oh, pyramid. Oh, watch this. Oh, I would say that. Oh, you mean like your job? And they go, what do you mean my job? And when I break it down, when I break it down, they go, oh my God, they never looked at it. Why? Because they have never ran into a network marketing professional. What makes me a professional? My skills have got better over time, like yours will. That's why this is called leadership. Okay? So that's how you address that. It's amazing. Once you address that and learn it, and once you learn it, put it in your repertoire, in your brain, because when that comes up again, it'll just, oh my God, that come out of my mouth? Because it'll come out so fast because you've heard it enough times, and you get more skillful when answering that question. All right, who else can put in the chat or take their name up or unmute their phone?
Mr.
Okay.
Thomas.
Yes, sir.
I have something that is aligned with the conversation you were having earlier with the business partners on your team, the reps that are on your team, that what type of relationship do you have with them? Or what have they shown you that you're like, hey, I found this person, I found a prospect, and send them that way? Because I believe that that information can be misconstrued to a person who maybe doesn't, know what to do with a person that you give them their number. So how do you have that relationship? What has to happen?
Well, first of all, the people that I send people to already know how to conduct themselves. First of all, they know how to conduct themselves. I'm just not giving it to somebody who's just brand new. These leaders have already proven, write this word down, proven themselves to be leaders. I don't hand a newbie off to a newbie. They don't know. These people I pass them off to already know how to conduct themselves. They already have proven themselves. Make sense? They're proving themselves. They know what to do because I've already trained, watch this, trained them how to do it.
Are there guidelines?
Everything is training, folks. Everything is training.
Are there some guidelines like they know how to present, they know how to get people paid? I mean, what?
Yes, they do. In other words, let me say, like on Tuesday night, when I call up when I do Tuesday night and I have one or two people to give a testimony, like Mr. James Clark, he already knows what to say. Sam Falk, they know what to say. Mr. Josh Case, he knows what to say. Jomar Sharp, he knows what to say. So when I pass it off, Mr. Ursula Allen, there's a lot of them, she knows what to say. Miss O'Neill knows what to say. So when I pass the call off to people that already know what to say, Tim, they know what to say. I know what the response is going to get because I trained them what to say and how to say it. So the beautiful thing, like Mr. Darrell, they know what to say because they've been trained to. Just like here's another thing some of you need to learn. I used to do, you can get with your organization. If you don't have an organization, you yourself can do it. When you get off the call tonight, get the script out and start learning how to read the boxes. This is so important, folks. Look, some of you can't even read these little boxes. You know why? You haven't stopped to learn. And you want somebody to follow you and you can't follow this? Go, when you get off the call, get it out and sit there in front of a mirror and read it and watch you laugh at yourself. I guarantee you, you can't even read it without adding a whole bunch to it. Why? That means you're you gotta, look, you get better by developing your skills. There's nothing stopping any of you. Now watch this. You're sitting there watching all this TV reruns and you can't read your money, what's gonna make you a fortune. Now I'm just being real. I double, triple, double chocolate dare you to read when you get, and I guarantee you can't read it. So why, if you can't read this? So first thing is you know how to read this. Look, your favorite actor, whoever he or she is, Denzel, Diana, whoever, their script in Hollywood is this thick. Ours is one page to make the same kind of money. The same kind of money, but you can't read this. I'm waiting on my upline to do all over. No, how do you go? No, if you can't get hold of your upline, then you mean to tell me you can't read this to me? What I say? Step number one. Can I send out a video of Tony Kupas halfway across the world to Mr. Payon out there in Japan? Get on a Zoom call, like Tim said, with Mr. Mohammed, and read this to Mr. Mohammed over in the UK. Hello. He knows how much it costs to get started. When can I get my money back? In 7 to 10 days. By reading. I ask you, I applaud you. I want to challenge you. Please get on Tuesday night, 6 o'clock p.m. I know it's the 4th of July, but my 4th of July is every day. Lord have mercy. Why? Because I know how to read this. I double, triple dare you. I know all y'all think you got all these smarts and all them piece of paper, but you can't read that. I challenge you, honestly, if you honestly want to make a 6-figure income, get on the call Tuesday night at 6 o'clock p.m. I do it every Tuesday, no matter where I'm at in the world. And watch how I read it. And I want you to do this. Get guests on there, but more important for each and every one of you, I want you to watch and take notes. Take notes on what I say. Take notes. That's how I got better. My billionaire mentors always had me take notes. I got journal after journal. Look, this journal here is starting off a brand new session. Look, let me tell you, July 1st, I got a brand new journal, just start off with July. I got journal after journal, and this is what it filled up. I can go back 4 years and tell you stuff because I write it down. I journal. I write notes. So you got to learn. Your homework assignment is going home and reading it. Do you realize I'm gonna tell you guys something really crazy? When I did an exercise maybe about 6 months ago, and I pissed off some of the RDs because they couldn't even read it. That's a shame. They still won't get that, but watch this. They're still stuck in the same position because their ego won't let them read it. That's right, Mr. David Enlow. And that's why I had to go start some new teams. That's why I'm running up and down here in Vegas. That's why I'm running down I got guys that can read it. Why would you not take notes from somebody who's been 30 years in the game and has got more accolades? And I said the other day on Friday with Mr. Nelson, he's probably the only one beside me on that call that they worked so hard that their signature became an autograph. My first MLM company, I'm going to conventions. I was sitting there an hour and a half outside my limo autographing. But then again, you'll listen to some soothsayer or go get you some money and be quiet. I'm trying to tell you guys, you got to keep it simple. So learn how to read this yourself. and get good at saying nothing. Watch even Tuesday. I'll say telecommunications, comma. I put the comma in there, folks. So if you want to make a six-figure income, follow somebody who's done it. Okay? Yes, Mr. Kush up there in Canada, sir. I think you need your phone. Good question, Mr. Baker. Next question. Can you get your phone off mute, sir? Up there in Canada. All right. Anybody else? Now, I want to ask you guys a question. And I was going to have people share, since I took a lot of time, what they got out of the convention. And tonight's not going to be that night. But I want you to learn how to invest. This is very important, guys. Learn how to invest back in your people. I've had a long conversation with several of you. I'm not here to put anybody on the spotlight, and you know who you are. I had a lot talk to several people about investing back in their organization. Do you realize how much money I invest back every convention back in my organization to either get them there, get them fed, or make sure they're okay? Or I remember when I first got started in network marketing, I would have 3 or 4 guys stay in my room. I had to get 8 sets of towels. But you know what I mean? But then again, I had to help invest in them and grow them. See, the question is, who are you investing back into? Because that's what this business is about. Your dividends is your organization by investing back. Let me give you an idea what I'm talking about. When I made a commitment to start going to Dallas, I said, I'm going to go to Dallas. I didn't sign anybody up. I flew in, flew out. I said, I'm coming back 3 more times. I flew in, flew out. Nobody signed up. Flew in, flew. You know how much money I spent, time and effort going to Dallas, and before one person came in? And now I'm flying back there next Thursday, and then I'll be there the 6th, and then I'll be back there on the 13th, and then I'll be back first week of August. Now it's starting to grow. But I had to invest back in my organization. Guys, girls, this is not just $324. It's an investment into your future. Let me give you a description. This business is like microwave popcorn. You get the microwave popcorn, you open it up. Oh, I'm in ACN. You go to the microwave and you place it on 3 minutes. 3 years. You open it up and you put the microwave in the the microwave popcorn. You close the door and you hit start. Which means I'm starting to talk to people, getting my customers. I'm starting to talk to people about coming IBOs. I'm starting to talk. You don't hear nothing in your organization for about a minute. Boop! One kernel is popped. I got one person in my downline. I got one. I finally got one, Mr. Thomas. I finally got one. And then all of a sudden you hear, oh my God, I got 3 or 4 now. Oh my God, oh my God. And in 3 minutes, all 3 years, look at, whoo, I got a whole downline built. Don't do what I did. When you open up the microwave, I open it up and oh my God, it's hot. And I put it down, I open it up, shoots, it seared all my hair off. But the analogy is, it starts with one kernel getting popped. Boop, Mr. Joseph Covington. Boop, Mr. Tony D. Boop, Miss Mary Moulton. Boop, Miss Jackie Black. Boop, Mr. Kenneth John Roberts. Boop, Miss Cat. And there's some. And if you notice, if you pick up the microwave popcorn and shake it, there's some in the bottom of this Ursula Allen, this ain't gonna pop, no matter what you do. Those are the duds that came in your organization that signed up that wouldn't even go get qualified, that are not even coachable, Mr. Joe Marchart. Don't try to pop them. Don't try to eat them. They'll break your teeth off. Just leave them alone. Leave them alone or go get some new ones. Folks, this business, I'm telling you, as you develop your skills and teach the skills to your organization, they will get better and you will get better. See, that's why I can hand people off to a Sam Fawcett, because they know what to do. Mr. James Clark and I go back and forth on his PPRs. I've done his PPR. He had 17 to 20 people on every PPR with Miss Ursula Allen and Mr. Josh Casey, and they blow them up, and we just edify each other. There's a reason why. There's a reason why Mr. O'Neill's popped 7 ETLs in 2 weeks. He's coachable. He's passed them up, and we go to Starbucks and one after another. There's a reason why Tim Carrera's organization is growing. He got Mr. Victor on. Young kid came on the business. He's just jacked up sideways. He did the other day. He made 115 calls. He had 115 calls. Well, no, I'm take that back. And I had to correct him after this over in a loving way. I'm not trying to put his business out there. He did 115 texts. And that's not how you do it. That's in person. They don't know who you are. Make the phone call. But he had 15 people on Tuesday nights, 1 through 10. Tuesday night, we had 50. Ryan Swallow, listen to this. We had 58 people, 23 IBOs, and 35 guests. We had more guests than IBOs. So my question to you, now that you have these skills under your belt and practice them every day, how many will you have on July 4th? Mr. Thomas, it's July. So what? I don't look, I'm an entrepreneur. We work, like July ain't gonna look, we take off every day with the vacation for us. We know that you're gonna be sitting there eating some barbecue ribs and potato salad, mashed potatoes and cornbread and peas, but you're gonna be right there with your family and friends. Guess what? You're gonna be right there on the picnic table. Say, look here, y'all, look here. I know it's time, but here, look at this. Y'all sit right here. Drink it. Here, look at this, right here. You're gonna be out there in the park with them. Might as well have a presentation live to show them. See, don't you understand? There's a method to my madness. Wealthy people work when other people try to vacate. Oh my God, that's a seminar for another day. When they told you to go left, we go right. When you go right, we go left. We make more money when you off it. Let me be quiet on that one. That's a whole seminar on itself about wealth principles. We do everything the opposite. What did Jim Rohn say? Success is something that you attract and not something you pursue. So with that said, be a more of an attractive person. How you dressing? How you looking? Would you say something to you? Folks, that little black book called BIBLE stands for Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth. And it says that scripture with love and kindness have I what? Draw, here again, there it is again. Drawing thee. Don't pursue them. Draw them. Be an attractive person.